Nobody warns you about what happens after a few years in Canada. The survival mode fades, your paperwork is done, and yet you keep asking yourself this quiet question: why I'm not feeling at home yet? You've been to Canada for 3, 4, or maybe more years. You know where to find your groceries, and you can use public transportation without looking at map. You can manage your daily life, but emotionally you feel suspended between the country you left and the life that is outside your door right now. I've been living in Canada for more than 20 years. I'm Olesa, and this channel is a support I wish I would have had when I first moved here. When we first moved to Canada, we hear a lot about survival. We talk about honeymoon stage and culture shock, but we rarely talk about integration because it doesn't happen as a one big moment. It doesn't happen when you pass your citizenship test or you buy a house. Long-term integration isn't one milestone. It's 4 layers: functional, economic, social, and identity. Most people only talk about the first one. Today, we are walking through all 4 layers of integration, and I'm going to give you one practical step for each. The first layer is functional integration. This is the ability to manage daily life on your own. At this stage, the system no longer feels terrifying. You can use the language in everyday situations, you get around, you can access healthcare, manage your taxes, and function at work. You're independent, but life may still feel mechanical. You do not feel rooted to the place. Here's your first step. Learn local history. I know it sounds simple, but true adaptation starts when you start understanding the place, when you start being curious about what kind of place is this. So this step is very simple. Follow your local historical society. Go to your local library and find a book or article about your town. Explore the geography around you because Canadian culture is deeply rooted to the land. When you learn about local history, why the street has its name, or how and when the neighborhood was built, something shifts. You stop navigating a foreign environment and you start walking through a familiar landscape. Belonging begins with curiosity. The second layer is economic integration. This is when your financial situation becomes more predictable. You have a stable job, you can start a business, you can now support your family. But here's what nobody tells you. Many highly qualified immigrants stay stuck here for years. You may be earning a living, but your education, experience, and professional identity may still not be fully recognized. There is a gap between making money and feeling truly valued at your work. And over time, you might feel like your professional identity is slowly eroding. Here's your second step. Reclaim one professional habit. Find one Canadian digital newspaper, professional association, digital podcast. Keep yourself updated in your professional field. The third layer is social integration. This is when you build real human connections. This is a stage when you start building friendship, community ties, workspace connections, and you're building trust with the society. This is less about everyday functioning and more about being integrated into social life around you. Here's the truth. This takes time. You cannot force these connections just because you want to build them. This social belonging builds through ordinary routines. When you go to the same coffee shop every day, when you talk to your neighbor and helping during winter snowfall, showing up in the same places, sharing the same routine, slowly, almost invisibly, you are building this social network. Your third step is low-stakes community volunteering. Spend some time helping your local community. It can be your local tree planting event or a local food bank. The key word here is low stakes. There is no pressure to communicate. This is your chance to communicate to people in a very low pressure environment. There is nothing formal in volunteering events. It's ordinary people sharing the same actions and the same routine. When you are participating in the same volunteering event over and over, you meet the same people, and over time, you develop the sense of belonging with them. You get to know them better. You have something to talk about. And finally, they are no longer strangers for you. You feel belong with them. I want to share with you one sharp moment when I realized that I belong. My son and I, we were away on a hockey tournament. We were sitting in hotel lobby with other parents, and one of them asked, "Do you remember that hockey tournament before pandemic we won when we had to go into fourth overtime and our players scored a final winning goal?" It really hit me that moment because my son was a goalie in that game, and I looked around and I realized that I've known these families for so long, for so many different reasons. I knew their children, even the ones who didn't play hockey. I knew about their marriages and divorces. And of course, I knew the dreams they lived. It was a sharp and beautiful realization that I no longer was watching this part of Canadian life from outside. This type of connection, this type of involvement, this is what moves your social layer forward. And that brings us to a deepest level, identity integration. This is when you stop feeling like a temporary visitor to Canada. You're no longer comparing every Canadian experience to your life back home. You're starting to feel confident about your future in Canada. You're starting to feel rooted in the Canadian culture, Canadian geography, and Canadian history. This layer feels different for everyone because when it comes to human feelings, there is no single box fits everyone. But there is one practice that consistently helps you with identity integration. Your step for this layer is your current small wins journal. Make a simple note on your phone or voice recording. Every day, note one specific thing that you appreciate about your life in Canada. Do not compare it to your life back home. Write down every small win. For example, today I had such a nice conversation with my coworker at break time. Or I learned something new today about the building in my neighborhood. Make it a habit of noticing every small steps of your personal integration. Very often, we are overlooking these things as meaningless, but during integration, these exact, almost invisible steps help you to move forward. When we stop measuring our current life against our past life, we allow our two identities stop fighting each other. You train your mind value your bicultural, expanded version of you. You start appreciating who you are becoming today, right now. You might be wondering, does integration means I have to let go of my old self? The answer is no, and this is where you might get stuck. Many people resist the integration because they confuse it with assimilation. Assimilations ask you to let go of your old identity, your culture, your traditions, your ties, your language, so you can better blend in into the current society. True integration is completely opposite. True integration is an expansion of your identity. It is such a beautiful opportunity you can give yourself to grow in every direction. You do not erase your old self. You keep the important parts of your old culture, your family traditions, your language, while actively learning how to live within Canadian social norms. You become more because of where you are right now. Be patient and kind with yourself. Give yourself a chance to expand to a new version of you. In our next video, we are going to discuss the last stage of your curve of integration. It's a mastery stage. It's our final goal and a beautiful stage when we feel very comfortable in our new life. I'm Olesya. See you next time.